Insect Armageddon, avian die-offs, bee colony collapse. Scary sounding stuff, and it is. These are all symptoms of the biodiversity crisis raging around the world. So what is this crisis all about, and what's being done about it? Now, biodiversity is this blanket term used for all the different forms of life that make up our planet, from large land and seafaring mammals, to tiny microscopic plankton, to trees, and everything in between. The recent amount of biodiversity loss is staggering. For example, since 1970, nearly a third of all the birds in the US and Canada have vanished. In Germany's nature reserves, about 75% of all the flying insect population has died off in just the last 26 years. And around the world, larger mammals are all facing their own population crises. Scientists point to a few causes, namely habitat loss due to urbanization and the climate change, as well as the greater use of pesticides. And all of this spells bad news for us, the human race. Without insects pollinating plants, we can't grow the food we need to survive. And birds are an integral part of seed spreading too. And let's not forget how some predatory mammals are essential at keeping the populations of other animals like rodents and deer down to sustainable levels. Now, many scientists are basically saying the same thing that Native Americans and First Nation people have been saying for generations, that there is a natural balance and humans come around and muck it all up. So what's there to be done? Here in Montreal at the UN Biodiversity Conference known as COP15, governments from around the world are meeting to propose a set of protocols to try and halt the loss of biodiversity, and in turn, save us. Their plan is to build a set of rules every country follows, which will change our relationship with the world around us, so that by 2050 we have some semblance of, quote, living in harmony with nature. Sound familiar? Well, that's the UN's quote. And yes, it's ambitious, but is it possible? The framework will be released at the end of this conference, and it's not yet known what the agreements will be and if there will be any way to enforce them. Let's hope we can all come together for the sake of future generations and save what's left of our planet's biodiversity.